Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kingston International School's graduation 2023. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all those joining us online from around the globe today to celebrate the achievements of our graduating students. Today, we will see our postgraduate diploma in business management and a diploma in business and sales management graduate. Once again, welcome to tonight's proceedings. Good evening, honoured guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Kingston International School, on behalf of the principal, Ms. Noura Ali, it's my sincere honour today to deliver the welcome address for this very special occasion, our graduation ceremony 2023. It is my pleasure to welcome our graduates, their families and friends, and faculty to our online graduation ceremony for both our diploma and postgraduate diplomas here at Kingston International School. Tonight, we celebrate the road of all of those graduates, both graduates who have studied for postgraduate qualifications and graduates who have studied for diploma qualifications. You have all travelled together for almost more than a year of hard work, sleepless nights, and juggling work with studies and family commitments. The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us that the world of learning has changed and we must adapt accordingly. And that has been the fact since 2019 when COVID-19 struck the world. The introduction of these online programs was to encourage and develop lifelong learning for students globally. Regardless of where our students come from, there were hiccups and challenges along the way, as it is a journey that started with small steps for many of you. All our graduates have incredibly displayed the versatility, adaptability, and perseverance that this course demands. Kingston International School, myself, principal, and all the academics are proud of the success that our graduating classes have achieved with the opportunities that were offered. This is not the end of the road for any of our graduates. It is a new beginning of something that will lead to your next success. Let us all appreciate those who have supported you throughout this journey of learning in your life, your lecturers, staff, and consultants at Kingston International School. Your course mates who braved through late hours of learning with you, your supportive family members and friends who stood by and encouraged you, many of whom are present here today to celebrate this day with you. You have done them very proud. To all our graduates today, take pride in how far you have come. Have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey along the way. My warmest congratulations on behalf of Kingston International School's school principal for completing yet another important milestone in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, your graduation tonight is a cementing moment in your history, and no one can ever take that away from you. My heartfelt congratulations to all graduates on your accomplishment tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to formally start tonight's graduation proceedings with our postgraduate diploma in business management. For those of you who enrolled to study our postgraduate diploma, you decided to take on postgraduate studies. This is the vocational form of a master's in business administration. You have tonight shown that you have proven yourselves and taken the next step in your lives. This postgraduate diploma in business management should prepare you for a leadership role, a supervisory role, but most definitely a career path in your life moving forward. Remember, your life is like the journey of a train. Once the train stops and it has no energy or it hasn't got the fuel to go forward, it will rust. It will never improve. It will never move forward. It will end up in the junkyard. You tonight, by doing this postgraduate diploma in business management, have shown not only the world, your families, but yourselves that you are capable of being successful. Our graduation for our postgraduate diploma in business management will now start. Now move to formally convocate and announce the list of graduates for our postgraduate diploma in business management. Ms. Sheena.
Thank you, Ollie. I will now read the list of our graduating class today in alphabetical order. Postgraduate Diploma in Business Management. Irene Mendez. Boy Tan V. Chu Si Toi Dong. Dang Min Hee. Din Ngok Hoon. Ekaterina Volkskaya. Ha Man Hong. Huang Tao V. Ismael Watipa. Jenely B. Cantos. Lichime A.P.P. Sukamaran. Linda Nabueri. Ling Xian Jo. Lok Wee Liang Ronald. Milda Sorjana. Ngo Tan Viet. Ngo Trin Coin No. Nguyen Tan Toi Trang. Nguyen T Big Tram. Nguyen T Dio. Nguyen Tran Ngok Trang. Silahatin Islamoglu. Tran Ti Yin. Tran Ti Huay Tong. Bo Tu Trang. And that completes the list of our graduating students for postgraduate diploma in business management. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sheena. We all tend to look at results we've achieved. We all tend to check and onto new adventures and new challenges very quickly. That's part of human nature. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we want to learn from our past achievements, we should take a moment to look what led to our achievements today. I'm about to introduce the class valedictorians for our postgraduate diploma in business management. I want you all to reflect that you all started this journey together. You all started to study for postgraduate qualifications. And now it's time to recognize two of the students who achieved the highest marks in their postgraduate studies. Ms. Sheena, could you read the roll of honor for our class valedictorians, please?
Thank you, Ali. I will now read the list of our valedictorians in alphabetical order. Postgraduate Diploma in Business Management. Lingshan Jo Silahatin Islamoglu. I will now invite Lingshan Jo to give his speech.
Greetings, everyone. I would like to express my gratitude to the school, lecturer, and my fellow classmates. I'm happy for all the learning experience that I gained from the course. To all the lecturer, Niroshika, Hannah, Kriya, and the support team, Rhoda and Vika, thank you for the guidance and the patience you've given to us. School, Kingston, thanks for giving us the educations. Here, I want to say thank you to all my classmates for sharing their real life experience and ideas. I hope we can meet somebody in our lifetime and share our future endeavor. I wish to everyone all the best. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you to Mr. Ling Xian Zhao. Could you introduce our second valedictorian, please, Ms. Sheena?
I will now invite Silahatin Islamoglu to give his speech.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, the Almighty and the All-Merciful. Alhamdulillah, and thank God for His blessing and all His blessings. My fellow friends and graduates, Mr. Wali and Ms. Sheena, all of our friends and staff in Kingston International School of Business. A couple of years ago, my close friend, Engineer Ramil Imam, who is one of my two guests today, joined an executive MBA online program during the pandemic time. This is how I first heard about the idea of accomplishing a high study academic degree online. Then, after my friend graduated, he invited the folks in the gang and me to attend his graduating ceremony I was thinking since then about how to do like him and accomplish my business academic degree. After that, and like magic, Miss Lamine appeared and announced our postgraduate diploma in business management online course through social media. I tried the first lesson and it was really educational and full of information. I joined the first model, CRM, and I am really not exaggerating if I said that it added a lot to me and to my way of dealing with my customers. One model after another, my academic knowledge expanded and my eyes were widely opened to the new business world that we are living in today. The 10 models finished eventually, and here we are graduating and starting a new fruitful stage of our careers. I am now, and all the thanks to Kingston International School, the export manager in a leading company in the Turkish market. Instead of being before an export team member. In the end, I want to thank my father, Mr. Farouk Al-Jaroudi, for supporting me and giving me pieces of his own to continue the path of glory, and my mother, Ms. Fatima Damman, to believing in me always and encouraging me, even when I hit the bottom of my life. I want also to thank my wife, Mu'mina Nouri, to support me all the way along, my friend, Ramil Imam, who inspired me with this dream that become true today. A special thanks to Dr. Muaz Urabi for his infinite help and support in accomplishing this important accomplishment in my life. A bunch of thanks to Doctor in Medicine, Muhammad Yabrudi, who is my sincere friend through thick and thin. Of course, all the thanks to our instructors and to the employees in Kingston International School of Business. Without them, this was not be able to be done. Finally, for a man who lost everything in the Syrian war and relocated to start a new life with his family in Turkey from the scratch, accomplishing a high study academic degree is a rare opportunity that I will be sure to make a good use of. Thanks again, everybody, and have a great time. Never stop dreaming.
Thank you, Mr. Salahuddin. Thank you, Ms. Sheena. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to leave you with inspiring words. Mr. Salahuddin just told you he left his country, migrated with his family, and he found his success. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, Salahuddin, and to all of you, an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. As Mr. Salahuddin has told you, since he graduated, he's now got a better job and his family is living in another country away from a war-torn part of the globe. Throughout your studies during your postgraduate diploma, countries all over the world have suffered turmoil. Millions of people have died thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic, sadly. Russia invaded the Ukraine. People died for no reason. Careless killings have taken place, but yet through thick and thin, you have managed to graduate here today. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. So said Martin Luther King Jr. will now move on to recognize and proceed with the graduation and convocation of our Diploma in Business and Sales Management students.
I will now read the list of our graduating class today in alphabetical order. Diploma in Business and Sales Management. Aguilar Maria Claudine Antonio. Agustin Mora Corregidor. Haletea Yisudian. Bexan Taib. Belinda Binas Brown. Boy T. Hong Nung. David Pisama. Dermalyn Gonzalez de Leon. Doan Ngok Min Chao. Ginto Diana Joy Gabriel. Indias Ronnie JRM. Lai Hong Nung. Lam Kim Ngan. Maitili AP Kaya Lasam. Majanet Balbuena Somera. Maricel Pilapil Alice. Marilyn Delona Tejedor. Marjorie Yang Gonzaga. Mary Ann Balina Ocampo. Michelle Labastilla Lumamig. Mon Sian Lun. Nguyen Kam Tien. Nguyen Ha Fong. Nguyen Ti Ki Trang. Nguyen Ti Tan Dio. Nguyen Ti Tu Fong. Tuluki Tapafiwa. Noor Mazni Binti Mud Anwar. Patrick Kangwa. Princess Dayan D. Erecta. Rinchen Wangdi. Romel Ellis de los Santos. Tarmini AP Narendran. Tinli Jamcho. Tran Nguyen Tio Nguyen. Tran Ti Lan Pong. Tran Ti Tau V. Vianney Awang at George. And that completes the list of our graduating students for Diploma in Business and Sales Management. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sheena. Today, by graduating, you have earned your passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today, and that is a fact. If I ever look back at when I first graduated, I never expected to go back and get more qualifications and be what I am today. When I first graduated university with a bachelor's degree, I thought that was enough. I have been an academic for the last 38 years. And since I became an academic, my life has turned from being sick of studying to a life that has led me to continuous study. Learning is a journey that lives with us throughout our life, and that is a fact. We continue to learn. When you were all born, you learned how to crawl, you learned how to walk, you learned how to run. You went to primary school, you went to secondary school, you had girlfriends, You went to college, you had more girlfriends. Some of you married those girlfriends. Some of you moved on to find new loves in your life, and now you have children. Life is an ongoing journey. We will now recognize 3 students who have outdone themselves in their studies for the Diploma of Business and Sales Management. We will now recognize the valedictorians for our Diploma in Business and Sales Management. I will call on Ms. Sheena to read the honor roll and the name of our 3 valedictorians. Ms. Sheena.
Thank you, Wally. I will now read the list of our valedictorians in alphabetical order. Diploma in Business and Sales Management. Ginto Diana Joy Gabriel. Nguyen T. Q. Trang. Noor Mazni Binti Mod Anwar.
Ms. Sheena will now call on our valedictorians to make their speeches to the class.
I will now invite Ginto Diana Joy Gabriel to give her speech.
Thank you, ma'am. Each and every one of you have a wonderful night. We're all here to celebrate and validate our efforts and accomplishments as valedictorian. As a class valedictorian, I am honored to have this opportunity to speak in front of this victorious crowd via Zoom. The past few years have been an unforgettable journey, especially now that we are dealing with a pandemic. However, it motivated us to work harder. I know this school year was extremely difficult for all of us. And we have certainly had many breakdowns and doubts in ourselves. But look at us now. We have conquered it with the help of our caring teachers, loving parents and family, supportive friends, and most importantly, with the sustaining grace of our Almighty God. The difficulties, lessons, and hardships that we have encountered and learned along the way are all memorable and priceless. I am filled with joy and anticipation as we enter the next stage and chapter of our lives. We might not have made it to this point without the support and assistance of our parents, family, guardians, classmates, friends, and teachers. They've been there for all of us from the start. They have been assisting, guiding, helping, and observing us as we strive to do our best every day. They have seen us grow into responsible adults. They also witness our commitment and perseverance in pursuing our dreams, goals, and plans. So to my fellow graduates, let us keep doing what makes us happy. Let us continue to pursue our dreams no matter how difficult the road may be. I am Diana Jarginto, your class valedictorian, batch 2023, encouraging you to soar high like an eagle when it comes to your dreams and passion. Good luck to our next chosen path. Congratulations to all of the graduates. I am so proud to all of us because we did it. We survived. Thank you, Kingston International School, for helping us to achieve what we are now today. To my parents, thank you, Ma and Pa, for supporting me every single time. Thank you for the efforts and sacrifice is all success. To our teachers, thank you for teaching us nonstop and for imparting your knowledge to us. We appreciate your patience, hard work, and dedication. Once again, thank you to all those people who are here today. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Ms. Sheena, could you call on our next valedictorian, please?
Okay, Nguyen T. Q. Trang has apologized that she is not able to attend today We congratulate Nguyen T. Q Trang on being a valedictorian.
Thank you, Ms. Sheena. Could you call on our third valedictorian, please?
Thank you, Ali. I will now invite Noor Mazni binti Mod Anwar to give her speech.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Noor Mazni. I'm glad I was given a chance to give a speech in our meaningful moment today. First and foremost, I would like to thank Kingston International School for this opportunity to be with all of you sharing the business and sales management education. It really means a lot to me. Also, a big thanks to my family, especially my mom, for keep giving me moral support. And not to forget my sister because she always guided me with the lesson and study. Honestly, I've been struggling with this course at first and almost gave up my studies due to the fact that I have insufficient time and hectic workloads at my previous workplace. But somehow I managed to handle the obstacles and cope with the lesson and classes. With the advice from my sister, she said that there will be rainbow after heavy rain. Not to forget, I would like to express my gratitude to all lecturers that had taught me before, especially to my favorite lecturer, Madam Relina Rika, because not only she's the best, her teaching skills also had inspired me a lot. She treated her students very regardless of their races and behavior. In fact, I'm actually an introvert person, but she always checked on me to make sure that I'm on track and make the class even more interesting. I never forget your support and kindness. Lastly, congratulations to all of us. I'm sure you all have put so much effort in completing this course. We shall celebrate what we have accomplished and we must look forward with an eye towards how we can also be the inspiration for others. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Noor Mazni. Thank you, Ms. Sheena. Thank you to all our valedictorians. To all our valedictorians, you need to remember something. Today, you graduate as valedictorians. Today, you've addressed your fellow students. It is important now that you move forward in your life and keep doing what you've done best tonight. You've excelled as academic students. You've excelled at your diploma studies. And for those of you who've graduated with postgraduate diploma, you've excelled in postgraduate studies. It's now time for you to take the same spirit and excel in your career, in your life, and in your journey throughout life. Ladies and gentlemen, every time I look at your pictures and look at some of the students that are here today, most of you I have seen throughout this talk numerous times over the last some 12 months. I have seen you all grow both intellectually and academically. I have seen you all develop. I have seen you develop not only as students, but as working professionals. For me as an academic, for my faculty and the team at Kingston International School, it makes us very proud to see the road that you've traveled. What motivates me every day in my life to come back to work as an academic, as somebody who's devoted their career to education, is people like you who have put in all the effort to study and get to where you are today. I have seen some of you study late, starting classes and lectures at 10 p.m. and finishing at 1 a.m. in the morning. I have seen you endure, and I have seen you pass exams with incredible results. I am so proud of each and every one of you. Kingston International School is so proud of the achievements that all of you have made. Let's now talk about success and the stories of success as you move throughout your life. I'd like to reflect on the story of one man, and I want to talk to you about this man. He was born on 24 February 1995 in San Francisco, California. He lived in Mountain View, California, a place where he later renamed or was renamed Silicon Valley. During his childhood, his father worked as an electronics equipment in the family in a little store in his town. He also ran a workshop in the family garage. His father used to demonstrate to him how to take apart and reconstruct electronics. The hobby that his father instilled in him brought with it confidence, tenacity, and mechanical prowess. And this person went on to study. He was an intelligent and innovative thinker since his childhood. His youth was struck in quicksand of formal schooling and education. Due to boredom, he was a prankster. During his days of elementary school, and hence his fourth grade teacher needed to bribe him to study. He tested so well, the administrators wanted him to skip ahead high school. However, his parents said no. Post high school, he went to Reed College in Portland, Oregon. There too, he was frustrated. He dropped out of college and spent the next year and a half dropping in on creative classes at the school. He developed a love of typography during his struggling days. He went to India. He traveled India. By 1974, he took a job as a video game developer. And within a few months later, he left the company and he decided to travel further. Ladies and gentlemen, the man I'm speaking about is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was the man who created or made Apple what it is today. For without Steve Jobs, Apple would not be what it was today. Steve Jobs, when first went to Apple, wasn't liked, and he left Apple shortly after. He went and started his own company, and he ran that successfully for some 2 years. Within 2 years, Apple's board came after Steve Jobs They bought out his company and asked him to join Apple as its CEO. Steve Jobs not only brought the inspiring, the man full of tenacity and confidence to Apple, he brought Apple technology that Apple would never have developed without Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was the godfather of Apple. He was the godfather of the MacBook. He was the godfather of the iPhone, as you now know it. Steve Jobs was part of the Apple family. Apple was his life. He made Apple the success that it is today. For without Steve Jobs and his blueprint that he left Apple with when he passed away on the job, he left them with a blueprint for 20 years. That blueprint took them right through the next 20 years until they finally released the iPhone 11, which had problems and had to become the first internationally recalled phone in the world for Apple. Since then, Tim Cook took over the leadership of Apple. He took over the leadership of Apple shortly after Steve Jobs had passed. However, until now, in the history of Apple, if it wasn't for Steve Jobs, Apple would not be what it is today and may never be what it was in the future. Steve Jobs is a success, and you can be a success just like Steve Jobs. If you ask yourself, but Steve Jobs was special, let's forget Steve Jobs. Let's look at a man born on May the 14th, 1984. He's an American business magnate, internet entrepreneur, and philanthropist. He is known for co-founding social media website, Facebook, and its parent company, Meta Platforms, formerly Facebook Inc., of which he is chairman, chief executive officer, and the controlling shareholder. I speak of Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody here has heard of the one and only Mark Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg attended Harvard University, where he launched Facebook in February of 2004 with his roommates, and I don't need to mention their name. Since 2008, Times Magazine has named Zuckerberg amongst the top 100 most influential people in the world as part of its Persons of the Year award, which he was recognized with in 2010. In December 2016, Zuckerberg was ranked 10th on the Forbes list of the world's most powerful people. In the Forbes 400 list of the wealthiest Americans in 2022, he was ranked 11th with a wealth of $57.7 billion US, down from his status as the third richest American in 2021 with a net worth of $134.5 billion US. As at late December 2022, Zuckerberg's net worth was $42.4 billion US, according to the Forbes Real-Time Billionaires list, making him the 26th richest man in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Zuckerberg never expected to become what he was and what he continues to be. He has gone from being worth $134.5 billion to being worth only $42.5 billion US in December of 2022. Has Mark Zuckerberg given up his tenacity for success? Has Mark Zuckerberg given up his hunger to become successful again? Never. Mark Zuckerberg, ladies and gentlemen, has actually taken the world by storm. He has caused debate over the past years for his belief in privacy laws in the way he ran Facebook. Zuckerberg renamed Facebook to Meta. He continues investing billions of dollars in virtual reality and augmented reality devices. He has seen short-term profit, he has seen losses, but to date, Mark Zuckerberg continues his journey of success. finally graduated. You've all graduated. You finally made it. But that's not the end of the road. It is by all means the start of a new journey along the golden road. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the start of a new journey in your life. You are now graduates. Some of you have got postgraduate qualifications, which some of you never thought you would have when you started. Today is a new chapter in your life. You have all worked hard to complete your studies, whether it's a postgraduate diploma or a diploma, to develop specialized knowledge, demanding intellectual skills, and many, if not all of you, embarked upon and slogged through this long road with a specific goal in mind, to become more successful and gain knowledge. Some of you will immediately find a better career opportunity that meets your career goals. Some of you already have a career opportunity, and that is a great blessing. But the reality is, in today's world, others might find the road ahead less predictable than you had thought, and that is reality. Some of us might find the road ahead harder than others. Lest you convince yourself that this is a brand new start, let me confess that a strange anomaly about my professional life. I want you all to know the truth, that when I was 18 years old, I left home. I was born to rich parents. My father had one of the richest companies in Australia. I lived in a 7-bedroom mansion with servants, cleaners, maids, and drivers. I was a rich kid. I went to one of the best schools. I went to King's College, Auckland Grammar School, and I was a spoiled little brat. And that's a fact. However, at the age of 18, I got sick of being told by my father how to spend my pocket money. I was always given lectures about being a silly, spoiled brat. because my father was CEO of a company that employed thousands of people. I made a decision that day when I got my acceptance letters to 2 of Australia's best universities. I decided to pack my backpack with my Versace t-shirts and jeans and tell my mother and father I was going to visit a friend. That night, I got on a Greyhound road bus and traveled from Melbourne to Sydney with a plan never to go back home before I graduated. I had 40 Australian dollars in my pocket to my name because my next pocket money or monthly allowance of $3,000 wasn't due for another 18 days. And I did not want to belittle myself by asking my father for money and telling him I was leaving home. I took a road coach from the city of Melbourne in Victoria to the city of Sydney in New South Wales. The ticket cost me 28 Australian dollars. It left me with 12 Australian dollars, as you would all work out here today. I arrived on a bus on a rainy day in Sydney at 5:30 in the morning and pondered where I would get shelter. I found shelter at a hostel. The lady at the check-in counter was a little lady, probably in her 60s. She was of Asian origin, and I don't remember her name. I went there and I said to her, listen, ma'am, I would like a bed at your hostel, but I can't pay you any money until the end of the week. Here's my passport. Here's my father's credit card, which he's given me under my name. If I can't pay you at the end of the week, you can charge my credit card and you're holding my passport. I can't run away. The lady looked at me and she said, son, your father is a millionaire. What are you doing sleeping in a hostel like this? I said, ma'am, I don't want to live under my father's mercy. I want to do it my own way. She gave me the key. She smiled at me. At about 7 o'clock that morning, I asked her where I could buy breakfast. She told me to go out onto Bondi Beach and walk about 200 meters down the road. I walked into a McDonald's family restaurant, the Golden Arches. I walked up to the counter and I asked the young lady for breakfast. She offered me a big breakfast and asked me for 10 Australian dollars. I looked at her jokingly like I look at some of my staff every day and said, are you crazy? And she said, no. I said, you're asking me to pay $10 for breakfast when I only have $12 in my wallet? I can't. Do you have anything cheaper? She said, yeah, I have a sausage McMuffin with cheese, no egg, and a cup of black coffee from the percolator. And that will only cost you $1.99, 2 Australian dollars. I said, I'll take it. I said to her, by the way, if you work here, do you get free food? She said, of course you do. I said, can I have an application, please? So I went to the table and filled out the application. Her store manager came and saw me. He ignored that I was wearing a $65,000 Rolex watch that my grandfather gave me. He ignored that I was wearing a $900 Versace t-shirt, a $2,000 pair of Versace shoes, and my socks were worth probably $500 hand-painted by Versace. All right? They ignored that. The manager said to me, boy, you want a job? I said, yes. He said, when can you start? I said, today. He said, we pay $4.50 an hour. I swallowed my pride and accepted the job. I thought I was going to go and cook hamburgers in a McDonald's kitchen. Sadly, that wasn't my first job. I think some of you know I was a cleaner cleaning toilets at McDonald's family restaurants at Bondi Beach in Sydney. All right? I had no choice. That was my road to success. Because if I hadn't found that job, I'd have to go back to Melbourne and I couldn't study in Sydney where I wanted to study. Ladies and gentlemen, for 3 days, I cleaned toilets. I picked up pickles. I had rich school kids say, hey, boy, come and clean my table. I had to keep my mouth shut because that was my job. 3 days later, I went to work. And as I went to the changing room to change, there was a man sitting there in a suit. It was an Armani suit with a very expensive tie. I didn't know who he was. So I went in and changed. I came out to start cleaning toilets and he called me over. Boy, come here. What are you doing cleaning toilets here? Who are you? Are you a spy? Sir, I'm not a spy. I just want a job. Who are you? Did McDonald's send you here to spy on me? No. Are you from the IRAS, Inland Revenue Authority, for tax? No. Then who the hell are you? I said, why are you asking me stupid questions? He said, come here, show me your watch. I said, yeah, it's a Rolex. And his next question, have you stolen that? Are you running away from the police? No. Who are you? So I sat down and I told him who my father was. I showed him my results and my letter of acceptance to a university. He offered me a job. He said to me, how much pocket money does your father give you? I said, $3,000 a month. He said, son, I can't offer you that. This is McDonald's. Are you crazy? I said, no. He said, what I will do is offer you $1,500 a fortnight, and that will give you $3,000 a month. And he smiled. He said, I'm so proud of you because you've decided to leave home and make a future for yourself. I said, yes, sir. He said, I will give you a job. Starting tomorrow, you won't clean toilets. Starting tomorrow, you'll attend Hamburg University here in Sydney. If you graduate after 5 days in a management course, basic operations, you will work night shift Monday to Friday from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. running my night shift at my store. This is the biggest store in Sydney for McDonald's, and it's on the beachfront, so it gets very busy, and we run 24 hours a day. I said, yes, sir. I went to McDonald's Hamburg University in Sydney for 5 days. I graduated with a golden spatula, top of the class. At the end of 3 years, when I graduated from the university, he came to my graduation. He was my father away from home. Him and his wife came to my graduation. I threw my hat up in the air and expected him to give me another Rolex watch. Instead, he gave me a pink envelope. He said, son, you're terminated. You will never work at my store again. Go and find a job. I said, sir, I only just graduated. I need some time. He said, no, you don't. That was the promise I made you. Today is Friday. Tomorrow you start looking for work. In his true words, I was one of those who thought that I might not have a golden road ahead of me straight away. On Saturday morning, I went back to the hostel where I was staying at the university. I opened my laptop at 5:30 in the morning. And by the afternoon of Saturday, I had sent out 400 job applications to companies all over Australia. On Tuesday, I got called by an insurance company in Melbourne, and 3 days later, I was offered a job. My first drawn salary was 12,500 Australian dollars. Within 6 months, I was promoted. I became a junior vice president, and my monthly salary was 17,500 Australian dollars. That meant an annual income of more than 189,000 Australian dollars, which some of you will never earn in your working career before you retire in your countries. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to make myself big. I'm not trying to show off. I'm trying to show you that your road to success is possible. And I want to reflect on the reality that some of you will find the road ahead less predictable. But what you must do is believe in yourself. I repeat, you must believe in yourself. I would like you all to repeat after me. I believe. Everyone, I believe. Come on, I want to see your mouths move. I believe. I can. I will. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, from me, Wally Rada, it's been my pleasure to have you here for tonight's graduation. Let me leave you with 3 or 4 quick notes before you go. You've graduated. I want you to be inspired. I want you to be bold, to be courageous, and be your best. Remember, there is no script for your future. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Follow your fear. Don't be afraid. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door, then kick it down. Failure is a condiment that gives success its flavor. Believe me, I failed many times. We know what we are, but we know not what we may be. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck, good fortune, good health. God bless you all. Good night, everyone.